Yo, SimWorld, what's up? What's going down? You know what time it is. It is the number one show here in SimWorld. Blazing Takes. I am Rick Blaze, and I'm joined by my guy, Corporate C himself. Siege, how are we doing today on this Tuesday, the week of Giving Thanks?
Oh man, we're doing great. Just thankful for every opportunity we got. Good week. I think the food's overrated. I'll give that hot take, but good week, good holiday, and thankful for these two teams we got to discuss today. We got some.
Hold on, Siege. I got to stop you right there.
Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
stop you. I know when you made. I saw when you made the comment early in threads. I didn't say anything, but now that we on live and you said it again, here's my take on it. The food at Thanksgiving, in my experiences, are phenomenal. I think people who has Thanksgiving food overrated is probably not getting really good Thanksgiving food.
That's a complete possibility. I'll say that. That is a complete possibility.
If you was eating the turkey that I be eating, with the ham that I be eating, and the dressing I be eating, with the mac and cheese that I be eating, bruh, with that sweet potato pie that I be eating, bruh.
Well, here's the thing.
Man.
When I say that the food is overrated, I don't necessarily mean look, I'm not saying the food is bad. The food's not bad, and I'm not saying that the cook yes, some people are better cooks. There's going to be better food at some Thanksgiving dinners than other. I'm saying the kind of food because yes, turkey, ham, those are staples. You eat those all the time. But a lot of the stuff you eat at Thanksgiving, mac and cheese, that's obviously you get it a lot. But some of the smaller quote unquote Thanksgiving specialties, you know what I'm talking about? You just don't see them the rest of the year, and that's my whole thing. If they were really that good, you would see them more often. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm sure that.
I think that's what makes it underrated because I'm not going to get dressing throughout the year. So this is the only time I'm going to get this type of dressing. Then yeah, I'm waiting for it. I've been waiting 364 days for it.
Well, yeah, okay. So, but that's also my point is my thing is the only reason people say Thanksgiving food is so good is because they only get it once a year. You're right. The fact you only get it once a year makes it that much better. So for me, it's if you took that away, would the food itself, you take away all the context, all the outside noise, would the food items themselves really be that good? That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, they're good, but I don't think they're a lot of people. I know people who are Thanksgiving food is the best food you'll eat all year, and I'm just not with that. I'm if that's the best food you're eating all year, you're depriving yourself. That's just not. I don't know. That's my take. That's my take.
I think it's probably because from the simple fact that one of my favorite things on Thanksgiving to eat is dressing, which is different from stuffing, by the way. That's a whole nother conversation we might not have enough time to talk about. But a lot of people, I don't like most people's dressing. So there's only a few people, and I'm talking about people, and as well as you can talk about commercialized restaurants. There's only a few that do it from a respectable point of view for my liking. So when you talk about that, I think, a lot of people getting these subpar stuffings. I don't even eat stuffing, but subpar stuffing or dressings, and all right, let's move on. That's just that.
All right. Well, now that we've got that out of the way for our Thanksgiving week special we got here, let's talk about Philadelphia Elite. Let's talk about.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot to like with this team. I think it's weird to call them a slept-on team because we all know that they're gonna be good, but I'm calling them slept-on because we don't really talk about them that often. They got talked about a lot around the time that Monte Parson committed. He was a big grab for them. But you know who we heard about for maybe a week the whole offseason was Nas Hall. He is, like I mentioned when I was talking about Alex Rodriguez, he is, other than Jared Towns, he is the guy when it comes to scoring guards. He can do a little bit of everything. He's a bucket. He's a pure bucket. And yes, they've got some other guys. JC and JT King, they brought in their nice. Orland Mock, arguably the best perimeter defender in the league. Jermaine Owens looks like he took a big jump. So they've got guys, but their main guy, AJ Frost, is someone who slept on. I'll mention him too while we're here. They got a lot of guys who they're kind of a gritty defensive team who rely on Nas Hall to score, and hopefully Monte Parson can kind of help be a secondary scorer for them this year. But their success is going to come with whether or not Nas Hall is once again that superstar guard, which I think we all are expecting him to be. But what's their second option? What do they have if Nassau has a bad game?
I like this team a lot. I think this team is built, and Coach Streets will either agree or disagree because he knows this team better than I do. I think this team was built as the antithesis of Beast of the East. Uh, if they're not, Nassau is your number one option, obviously. But Monte Parsons is a handful. Monte Parsons can make it happen on the offensive end of the ball, man. And so if I say a true number two, I would say maybe, in my opinion, Coach Dries may have something different. My opinion, Monte Parsons is probably your truest number two because he just causes a mismatch problem with his size. Right, he's too big for the guards, and he's too quick for the big fellas. So he's right in between that, which gives guys mismatch hell from hell. So Monte Parsons is number two, and I also like Jermaine Owens, not on the defensive side, but he's that guy who can get you 10 points without running a single play for him. You get the trash can buckets, putback buckets, the occasional throw it inside, and he get a quick layup, like the alley hoop coming off of screens and things like that. So I think, obviously now Hall is number one. And those King guys have some talent too. It's funny, one of them is number 12, one of them is 21. We turn the two numbers around. Anyway, so I'm weird
love
like
it,
that.
Love it.
So it's kind of, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, but anyway, those King guys can play. I like this team a lot, and I like the coach a lot. And I think the matchup between they went on my list as far as true rival teams. The coaches don't talk much jazz to each other, but trust me and believe internally they both want to win as bad as hell. So I like this team. I think this team can go pretty far. They're underrated. I'd say they're underrated because of probably where they record set last year. But coming into this season, everyone knows who Philadelphia is, and everyone's prepared to go against Philadelphia. They're going to be a team to reckon with this season.
Yeah, I do really like this team. The only thing I'll say is, and I'll say this, I think their floor is really high. I think with the development, and the improvement of Notts Hall, we'll probably see the improvement of Jermaine Owens. I think their floor is really high. My question is, where is their ceiling? Do they have that extra something to make a championship run? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I think they're last year's Beast of the East.
Okay.
I think they're last year's Beast of the East, honestly. But and I think they have one advantage their coach is coming in with a full season as opposed to last year. Beast of the East, Drayton didn't come in from day one, so he had to kind of figure it out on the fly. He figured out in enough time for them to win it all. But I think I'm looking at them as Philadelphia as this year's Beast of the East. So I obviously have a high projections for them, and we'll see what happens. Anything can happen, but I think they're strong from top to bottom. They don't have a traditional point guard, but I think on this team it's not really needed.
That's
because all the point guard is going to do is take the ball down the court and pass that joker to Nas Hall and get out the way anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's fair enough.
It's not really needed.
All right. Well, let's move on. Next team we got is Gotham 5, and I'll tell you what, they're a team that it's hard for me to make out what I think they're going to be this year. I think they'll be good.
You and me both.
I don't know how good. So let's talk about their main guys. And to me, they brought in some new guys, great. But to me, the main guys are going to be the Williams brothers. Mugen Williams down low. He has proven to be a really, really effective interior defender. And Majere Williams, I don't think gets enough praise for what he can do scoring. He's very quick. He slashes really well. He can shoot here and there. Not the best shooter, but he can do it. So those I think are the leaders. They still got Keontae Dior, who's proven to be a good scorer, usually coming off the bench last year. And then they brought in this new guy, Carter Cash, who has looked good, but I'm kind of wondering what Gotham's been really quiet this offseason. They brought in Coach Lime. Ownership didn't like what Coach Lime was doing. He's out. Coach Darius Simmons is in, who he's a good coach. He's a good coach. So I'm not really sure what he's going to do. I'm assuming, the offense is going to be run through Majere Williams. He seems to, he's going to be the leader on this team. He can do some good stuff. He's a good defender. And then Mugen Williams is going to be key to the interior game. But what do you make of the rest of the team and how they might gel around each other and what the scheme of this team might be?
Yeah, I think you got to turn Majere Williams up this year. I think you got to turn him up this season. I like Cash. I don't know how I'm with you. There's very few teams I have question marks about, and my question mark not because I'm saying they're going to be good or bad, is because I have no idea what the hell they're going to be. and
Yeah,
Gotham is one
yeah.
of those. I don't really know, but and coach, that may not be a bad thing because if I'm feeling that way, other teams might be feeling that way too. Like we don't really know what they're doing. So I think they're gonna overall be a middle of the road team. I think they're gonna find a way to get some wins. I hope the Coach Simmons has his identity with this team. I'll be honest with you, I don't know this team's identity. I don't. Do you go through the big fella Williams? He's not really an offensive. He doesn't really have offensive game like that. I think they're gonna be a grinded out, scrappy team. I think they're gonna be. That's gonna be one of. They're gonna be. They want to keep their opponents below 60 points. I think games below 60 points, they have a chance of winning. Once these teams get above 60, then I think G5 gonna run into some problems.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I think this is a team unlike Philadelphia. I think it's kind of reversed. I don't know what their floor is, but I don't think their ceiling is particularly high. I think, like you said, they'll be solid. I don't see them being a bad team. I just don't, unless one of these guys they brought. Bruno John Misty has shown flashes of being really good, but there's been issues with what people who play with him have said about his what's the word I'm looking for here? His ego, maybe? I don't know. But so there were some question marks with him, but he's shown flashes of being a really good scorer and
With a name like
a great player.
Bruno John Misty, I can see why you do have an ego.
Yeah,
I
yes. So I'm not sure unless Mijer Williams. That's the thing. Mijer Williams is a really good player. I don't see him being the number one on a championship contending team. So to me, it's gonna have to be either Mugen Williams taking a massive offensive step, which I'm not sure I see, but I guess it's not impossible, or Carter Cash, who I've seen some flashes of some pretty good game from him coming out and turning into something way better than we could have anticipated. I think it's going to have to be, or even Keontae Dior taking a huge step and becoming one of the better scorers in the league. I think it's going to take one of those things for them to be a contending team.
And I think this is one of those teams where I think every player's going to get a shot to see what they got.
Exactly. Kel McKnight. I like what Kel McKnight's done.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's that guy.
This is one of those teams where the team may not win a lot of games, but you're going to find some diamonds in the rough that plays on the team based on just what they're able to do and able to accomplish and the opportunities they're able to give. If I'm the coach with G5, everybody getting a shot to be a star, baby. I'm circling y'all games for you. Hey, this game is your game. This game is your game. This game is your game. Let's see. The first 10 games, I got it scripted out on who usage is going to be through the roof. I want everybody to get a shot because I don't know really what I got. I don't really know who I need to roll with for the rest of the season. So everybody will get a shot to be the man and may the best man win.
Yeah, I could see it. So we'll see. That'll be interesting. That's our team for today. Tomorrow, we will be wrapping up the Founders region and our series of team previews. I won't tell you who the teams are, but if you've been paying attention, which you should be able to figure it out. So don't miss out on that one. Rick, what do you got for the people?
Hey, man, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like everything, man. When you see this show, we see all the other shows, hit that like button. It helps. It really does. I know it's not. Let me say this. The like buttons are not for us. We know you guys are watching. The like buttons is for our business, and it's for the growth of SimWorld. So I know you guys want this thing to be as big as we want it to be. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And hey, we'll see y'all on tomorrow.